I think we're live now. Hey, y'all. It is 11:01 here at the Bearheart Group World Headquarters in fabulous Las Vegas. And this is our daily morning live stream for the 20th of March, 2023. And I want to talk, there's like a couple of things going on that I think is really, really fascinating. One of them is technological and the other one is political. The technological thing that I think is super fascinating, excuse me, this is my morning throat, which is often messed up. Microsoft is integrating their generative AI in where did I put, I must have closed the I must have closed it. There's an article on The Verge which you can Google. Just Google with site:theverge.com. You know how to do that, right? Google is like the most amazing thing. If you say site, S-I-T-E : and then give it the domain name of a site, it will confine the search just to that site. So you say site:theverge.com and search for Microsoft. It'll be one of the first. Here, I'm going to do this right now. Site:theverge.com, Microsoft's new Copilot will change Office documents forever. And what they're doing is they're incorporating their OpenAI GPT into all of the Microsoft Office products. And
it reminds me of the old school. Remember when they used to have a little paper clip? Yeah, Clippy.
It's exactly, they talk about that in the article. It very much reminds me of Clippy, although I've seen a demonstration of it, and I don't use the beta track, the preview track for any of my Microsoft products because I need to get work done on them. And, you know, the preview track often crashes and has problems and reverts features and shit. So I don't use those. So I haven't actually tried it, but I've seen some demonstrations of it, and there's some videos linked in the article that you can look at. And it is powerful and crazy and incredibly scary, because the bottom line is that this shit really isn't ready for prime time. I believe that it will be at some point in the future. I don't believe it's right around the corner, but you know me, I'm skeptical about this shit.
This is it's like the space race, but now it's the AI chatbot race. It's like
showdown, the AI chatbot showdown.
Exactly. What you hear is the
fight to the death, battle bots.
What you hear is the disembodied voice of Ricky, which is as God intended it. Ricky is still traveling and she's connecting through her phone on cellular, and it's just not doing video today. So
yeah, no, not today. You should, but that's a good thing. You should see my eye bags. It's a good thing you can't. All right, so back to the battle bots.
I hope that means that you're having a blast.
Yes.
So I want to talk about this a little more because the ways in which it's not ready for prime time are really scary. You could potentially be writing documents and having it generate text for you and have your documents be very, very wrong and or, you know, very, very offensive. So this is something to keep an eye on. Microsoft's been doing a great job of getting this stuff out there really, really fast, which of course, from a business perspective and a stockholder's perspective, I gotta, you know, I have to disclose, I believe, that I do own Microsoft stock, and that's from the fact that when Microsoft bought out lynda.com and I or LinkedIn bought out lynda.com, and I bought some LinkedIn stock, and then Microsoft bought out LinkedIn, and I ended up with Microsoft stock. Yeah, go ahead.
We have a comment on YouTube from ThoughtsBright, and this was a pretty good question. It says, can you make an AI yourself? Like, can you speed the learning process?
That's a great question. And I think at some point in the future, that's going to become practical. Today, you can get the API, the application programmer interface for OpenAI chat, their GPT-4. You can get an API for that, and you can incorporate it into your products. And you could conceivably take that, and the whole thing is open source. You could conceivably take it and train it in your own way. And I think that's going to be a fascinating application for this technology that we haven't seen a whole lot of yet. Separate little, it's also an incredibly scary application because you could train it with with whatever kind of crazy shit you want, right? You could train it to believe conspiracy theories. That wouldn't be hard. So this whole GPT generative AI stuff is everything that technology is supposed to be. It has huge potential for the betterment of mankind and huge potential for the destruction of mankind. And lest we all forget, the Cylons were created by man. All of this has happened before, and all of this will happen again. Oh,
Very true.
Kirsten has this look on her face like she's never seen Battlestar Galactica.
I am just holding in all of because if I say everything that I want to say right now, then there would be no point for a live stream tonight. So I'm trying to
Oh, me too.
Hold it in, hold out for tonight.
I'm bursting at the seams right now, but I'm just like, nope. This is an intro.
All right. Sounds like we're going to have a great live stream tonight. I do want to briefly mention the wackadoodle email. Have you guys read it? I sent you all a link to it.
Yeah, I read the link you sent this morning.
So this email, this is the email that came from an anonymous source who is clearly in need of medical attention. And this email was sent to Sidney Powell, who was a lawyer for Donald Trump at the time, and a well-respected lawyer at the time. Today, she's been entirely disgraced. And this email was the source of the whole Dominion voting machine conspiracy theory. And the email just became available late last week. There's a link to it. You can probably find it if you Google site:/WashingtonPost.com wackadoodle. But the email is completely off the rails. I mean, we'll talk a little bit about it later on, and I might quote some pieces of it. But oh my God, if I received this email, a couple of sentences in, it would have been in my trash bin. There's no way I would have given this any credit whatsoever.
Tender blocked.
And yeah, probably.
But knowing the way that you are, you would have run it for entertainment purposes.
Well, yeah, I would have, but also as I read through this, I'm like, please get some help. You could have a happy life. You probably just need some meds. I mean, honestly, I have compassion. Myself being neurodivergent, and several very close friends who have been through really scary mental health stuff. So, honestly, and it is very entertaining to read. This person,
well, there you go,
literally believes that they're a time traveler. So
I thought I see that it's redacted now, but I thought the email that it was being sent from was wackadoodle at
Well,
whatever.com.
so apparently it's not hard to figure out. I mean, I've been told it's not hard to figure out who it is, the sender.
Right.
And some of the news media knows who it is, and they're not saying for privacy purposes. And I respect that, and I'm not even going to try to figure it out. But what to me is really super scary about this is that the entire Fox News viewership believed it. And Fox News presented it as if it were a provable truth. And then they went to court some 50 or 60 times to try and convince courts that it was believable and true. And they literally destroyed a company, Dominion Voting Machines, who had absolutely done nothing wrong whatsoever. But even worse than that, all of these millions of people who watch Fox News and who ended up storming the Capitol based completely on a ridiculous conspiracy theory from somebody who is arguably not mentally competent. And from one email, from one source that at the end literally used the term wackadoodle to describe themselves, which is why it's called the wackadoodle email. And Fox News never bothered to try to corroborate it or anything. They just presented it as fact because it fit their narrative. And this to me is so incredibly offensive that they are willing to literally deceive the largest news audience in the country, just based on that. I mean, I don't have words for how incredibly ridiculous this is.
Well, you're going to have to come up with some and write them down so that we can better articulate this later and we don't sound like
I think that's the plan. I may try to find some words because right now I'm like without words.
I believe in you. You got this. Words of affirmation. See, there you go. There's some words.
We believe in you too, disembodied voice of Rickitti.
Thank you. Well,
Love
see
y'all.
y'all
We'll see you
tonight.
This has been a little bit long for our normal morning thing,
Bye.
but we'll see you this evening. Bye-bye.